this is another one of my favorite things. Just like the energy, the picture.
Okay, it's recording.
I can sort of have an overview.
Oh, okay. Oh, you can see can you see everything? All right.
Yeah, so
Okay.
we'll see.
I didn't know who wanted to be on camera and who didn't.
Well,
Are you okay? Are you okay being on camera?
Yeah.
Are you posted on YouTube?
Well, I can leave it unlisted if she. I will leave it unlisted if she doesn't want it public. You don't want it
But
public.
remember, she's here, so I can actually just probably give her the file on her phone.
Oh, well, that's true too. You don't have to. Well, that's true. See, I forget.
Well,
I forget who I live with.
We'll play the YouTube thing. We'll see how it
But
goes.
yeah, we just have to upload it to YouTube. That's all. Oh, wait a minute.
What's today's date?
I have to do it from my channel 7.
12/7/2019.
Ah, dude, it's 13. The transformation. Today equals 13. 13 is the symbol of transformation.
I'm ready.
So, all right. Are you already recording? Oh, I bet. Yes, you better get busy. All right, so I really like this deck, and I like the message. There's a message inside the box, and I really like this one. It's one of the only decks that I think that I have that actually has a message in the box. And the reason I like to read this one is because it's a very nice segue into a reading, especially for someone new to it. So, I'm probably going to need to grab my glasses. Guardians of the Four Corners, Mother in the earth, Father in the sky, angels, ancestors, sacred ones, I call on you and welcome you here now. I set the intention that whatever is gained from the lessons learned from this tool will be dedicated to the growth of all beings in all places. So one of the things that we understand when we do these readings is that we're all connected to all things, and that even though the message is for you, it's for all of us, and anyone, anywhere, any planet, any space, any time that can hear this message, and anyone who may view it in another time. You also may hear new information every time you listen to it or watch the video, because there's always going to be something new, because every time you watch it, you're different. You're new every time you watch it. So you're going to hear a look at something different every time. So that's one of the nice things about, one of the reasons why I record them, is because it's often difficult for people to remember everything that was covered. And it's nice to, well, there's one that, so that one fell out for you. And that's a really good card. So that's one of the reasons why I like to do that also. And also, I usually will do what I call a blessing in light language, which is one of the reasons I bought this deck, which is the one you started with, was the light language deck. So, I'm actually going to show you the first card that was pulled in the light language, and that's I'll let you show you. It's the secret language of light deck. And at the back of the card, your very first card, which is very interesting because this symbol is very close to my heart, because it's the Merkaba, it's the Star of David, it's the double triangle, and the number is 44, expansion.
I saw 444 right before.
So that's good to know that you saw 444 before that, because that actually, the fact that you pulled this one first, and expansion is a sign to you from your guides and from your higher self that you are ready for expansion. And that double triangle, that's what's called the Merkaba, that's what spins in our body. I see this, the double as two triangles, it's just, all it is two triangles, one on top of each other, but it has very deep symbolization. And I've been very connected to that symbol for a very long time, and it symbolizes like Archangel Metatron, it symbolizes the Star of David, it symbolizes the fuel that drives our body is like two spinning pyramids, and that's what represents us. So and look at the colors. I just love the colors, the purples and So that was interesting that first card that we pulled for you was all about expansion. So that's your symbol, and the fact that you saw the 444, well, that's angelic numbers. That's one of the things that would be good for you to Google. Look up 444 and see what information. You're going to find some information that's going to be an answer for you. No matter which website you're guided to look at, you'll know which one it is. You'll just go, oh, this one's the one that's interesting. And then you'll know that there's an answer for you. Repeating numbers is one of the things that the biggest guides for us as humans that we've left ourselves. Like breadcrumbs is numbers to help us, expand our consciousness. Because a lot of times if you look at the clock and you see those numbers, think about what are you thinking about right now. When you see that number, it's like a message sometimes. Like, are you thinking something that's empowering and good, or are you thinking something that's negative and not empowering? It's to show you, stop and think about what are you thinking about. And sometimes it's a sign from your guides to tell you, yep, you're right where, you're always where you need to be, but it's to tell you that you're on an easier path instead of the harder path. That you're following your guidance instead of ignoring it. If that makes a little bit of sense.
Yeah.
So, and some of these cards are kind of large. I wish I sit with them in my lap, but that's okay. Insight. See, this is how these synchronicities happen. He asked what the date was today, and today it was 13, and I told the number 13, and the card is insight. I should be showing the camera. Insight, number 13. So you've got expansion and insight. So, 44. So today's date, 13. That's pretty funny. So, good deck to choose. I like the decks that have numbers on them too, because they add a whole nother element for you. So 13 is another thing that maybe you might want to look up. Because 13 symbolizes that you're ready to transform, and the fact that you got number 44 shows that you're also ready for expansion, which is going to help you transform. So it's kind of a story. The cards sort of tell a story too, a little bit. And sometimes I'll skip around and do different decks and then come back to another one, just because I'm guided, because the story sometimes needs to go in a different order. So they'll tell me, okay, wait, now stop and go to a different deck. So it's kind of how that works. You are really, this is funny. Now I'm gonna laugh, I'm laughing about this one. It's number 22, Divine Animals. So you look at all 22 and 44, and this has a lion on it, by the way. So cat energy, lion energy, lioness energy. Again, you're not speaking your truth.
What do you want me to say?
No, not now. I just mean in general. And somewhere in your life, you're not telling someone how you really feel. That's all. That's what that means. You're not being honest with yourself about something. That you know what they mean, I don't. And you don't have to tell me. So, but that's a lion. And that has additional meaning for me with lions and cats and leering energy and so Lyra is a planet, and there's beings on that planet that are feline beings, and they sort of help guide us. And they come to us looking like cats and lions and tigers and.
I have a lot of experience with cats.
There you go. That's how it works. That's how these cards work. So the next card, the other one that flipped over earlier from this deck, which is the one I read from, the Ancients and Ancestors one, you got the Moon card. And we were actually just having a conversation today about the Moon. Take note of intuitive messages. So, take note of intuitive messages. You're getting intuitive messages, and a lot of times when we sit and look at the moonlight, we get a lot of intuitive messages. And you, as being close to having that Native American and indigenous energy, you understand the importance of moon, being under the moonlight, and also moon ceremony, new moon, full moon. See all the things? This reminds you to celebrate each one of them. And and that there's information for all of us in each one of the moon phases.
How would I know?
You'll just know because you'll hear something and you're going to know you didn't think it. It happens to you a lot, doesn't it? Where you heard something but you didn't know. You know you didn't think it. How do you know what happens to you? I can tell by what you don't say too. That's how that works. And this is the beauty of going back and looking at it too, later on in the video, because new things will have cropped up in between those days, and so you're going to go back. Oh, now this is funny. This doesn't happen very often. It's the same as the cover. So that doesn't happen. And I like the back of these too, because it's the owl for higher wisdom. This card is actually, it's kind of funny, because animal guardians, so now we've got another animal card. The animals are talking to you. There's animals that are talking to you, and maybe you're not listening, or maybe you're denying what you're hearing. So, animal guardian, and if you look, there's a deer on here, and the owl represent. We were just talking about the deer today, because the deer is my power animal. They give me messages. There's also a black cat. There's a jaguar or black panther, whichever you choose to use. There is also a crow, and we were talking about the birds today, or raven, in this case, it may be raven. There's also a full moon. Also, if you look in the background, there's antlers here too, in the background. So she's holding these. So you've got two animal cards, indicating once again that there's messages from your animal guides, whether it's either in your dreams or whether it's in your life that you're receiving information. And it's very interesting that look at that picture. Do you see what do you see? Tell me what you see when you look at that picture. And don't guess, don't be shy, just tell me what you see. Just be honest. Yes, I see you. I was waiting, but you needed to say it, not me. I knew what you saw. That is you. That's why you're here today. So now because of that, we're going to go to the spirit of the animal guide. I love this deck too because I like the way the cards go. I kind of like that. And there's a bird on that blue heron. Look at the first one. Snow leopard. Okay. Snow leopard. Take some time out of your usual life and spend it in solitude. So look at these cards. In the moonlight, and look at this one. Talk to the animals, listen to your heart. There's a heart on top too. The heart's on there telling me also that not only are you not speaking your truth, you're not speaking your heart. And you're going to gain insight. Look at the position of like sitting in meditation. You're going to gain the insight sitting in solitude. A moonlight would help to allow for expansion. So, see how it kind of tells the story? And you and I both know that was you. Animal guardians.
I think there's a full moon coming, no?
Yes.
On the 12th?
I think so. Oh, when I get the card. I forgot when it is. It's, yes.
Yeah, I mean, the moon's almost full.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Looks like the card. Did I lose it? Oh, it's on the bottom. Okay. So, and it's interesting too, the snow leopard, I see it's got the black and white spots too. It just reminds me of the moon, the moon. Yeah. So there's definite message there for you that, and the fact that we've got two cat cards here is also very significant to me, that there are cat feline, there's information for you from that energy.
Yes, I just don't know what.
You will. You'll know. You just know. You already know, but you think you won't know it. Just know you'll know it when you hear it, and then you'll just know it. So that's the only thing that keeps us from here. And it's funny because the moon is right over your head. Right now, it's right over your head. Yep, right behind you, the moon is risen over your head.
I've been staring at it every night.
Well then, let me ask you this. What information have you already been receiving that you're not maybe applying or listening to? Anything?
I can't think of anything. I just.
Well then, no. Then don't try. Maybe it's just to confirm that you're already doing the right thing. They're looking at the moon. Maybe it's nothing more than that. It could be simple as that. It's always complicated. Oh. Okay. Like that one. Well, this is funny because I was just talking about rattlesnakes yesterday,
Yeah.
right? Today, rattlesnake card. I just pulled this today. I just was talking about rattlesnakes today. The experience that you're presently going through, the experiences that you're presently going through are an initiation into fulfilling your purpose as a healer. Have you been contemplating doing any kind of healing at all with anything, maybe animals? Just curious.
I guess I asked guidance to heal every time I touch someone.
You do?
Yes.
What do you think you were doing with him?
I think I was healing him.
Of course you are, because you're now discovering who you really are. So, very interesting. This is to confirm whatever you're receiving that you're not listening to. You want to be a healer. Ask your guides to show you the signs of how you can become more of a healer and things that joy and things that excite you. How can you do more of those things? And enjoy it and know that you can be successful at it and really have a good time at it. And the funny thing is my last name, the name I was born with is Wolf. It's my last name. And I pulled the Wolverine card. So, not that it's the same animal, but you're a lot tougher than you think you are. Miss Healer. Do you have any questions or anything? Just questions for, you don't have to say it out loud, or you can just think it in your mind. Like, what should I do next? Where do I go? What do I, just in general, asking your guides, okay, well, how do I know? Where do I do next? How do I see the signs and know the signs when I see it?
Yes.
That's what we want to confirm here today is now you're going to know the signs because you're going to be looking for them now. You weren't really looking, not really. You're looking for them, but you're not looking for them because they're everywhere. We just don't see them everywhere.
I know. I do that.
Everything you do, every time you talk to AJ, the things that you do, the things that you enjoy, the things that you guys talk about that you do enjoy. Just the physical healing. If that's part of what you enjoy, then you need to explore that. It doesn't mean it doesn't have to be the thing you do for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
It just needs to be what you do for today. That doesn't mean you got to do it for the next 5, 10, 20, 30, 50 years. It doesn't matter. Do it today. Do it tomorrow. Don't have any expectations. It doesn't have to be forever. Nothing is. I've had all kinds of jobs. All kinds of jobs. Explore. It doesn't have to be the be-all, end-all. Nothing does. Nothing. Just explore because it's fun. If you don't like it, don't do it anymore. Seriously, try it. If you don't like it, how are you going to know? Don't be afraid to try something because you think you're going to, if you don't like it, then don't do it anymore. So what? So what? So you get to do something for 2 weeks and you say, oh, this isn't for me. Well, it pushes you in the direction you're supposed to go. That's the whole point of only doing it for 2 weeks, because it's to show you don't want to do that. It's to show you what you want to do. don't be afraid to figure out what you don't want. We're so afraid we're gonna fail and do something we don't wanna do. So what? So what? I've done all kinds of jobs I didn't wanna do. And then I left and went and did something else. Who cares? You think those people give a rat's ass what I'm doing now? No, they don't care. They don't remember. They don't remember me. Oh, well, maybe, but whatever. You know what I mean? They don't care what's going on in my life anymore, and I care what's going on in their life today. I don't even think about them. They don't think about me. But that's the way it goes. That's how it's supposed to be. You move on. You move on. You take what you get from each of the wherever, and you move on. That's how it works. Ladybug. I love
Me
ladybugs.
too.
They're all over my house. Oh
I
my
always make
God.
a wish.
They're everywhere, see? This is the time of good fortune and abundance, so be willing to receive all the good things in your life, Miss Healer. See? Okay. Right. Hang on. Now this is a shaman deck. So this is, I always get a more, I get a different feeling from these cards. And actually, this deck though, I have to look it up. I think I have to read it. Or maybe I'll just let you read it on your own, maybe, or you can decide. Because I don't use this deck very often, but there's some very, but it has some really good messages and they're very short. So that's the nice part about this book is the information in them is very concise. It's very specific. So, and I like the cards too because they're small, so they're easy to memorize. And I don't think I've ever done a reading with these cards ever. With anyone. Funny that you chose them. And that you chose that other one. Miss Shaman. Spirit of initiation. I think you're being initiated as a healer.
Feels that way.
And it's blue. And we've been having lots and lots and lots and lots of blue energy on the last 3 days. Lots of blue. Blue is about the throat. Do you know what the chakras are? The colors? Okay, so it starts red,
Yes.
orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet, and crystal. Blue. What have I been saying to you? You mean to speak the truth. Whatever, even if it's to yourself. Even if it's to yourself. Let's see. Let's see the initiation. Let's see how this is laid out. Because they're not always in it. Because they're separated, so they're not always in order. Let's see which card is this the blue one.
He likes to say, can't make this shit up.
I do. I like to say that a lot. Let's see if there's an index. There it is. Okay. Here. Would you be so kind as to read it? I don't have my glasses on. And it's dim.
Just from like here.
Right, at the very top.
Right. I am the spirit of initiation. With me at your side, you will begin to understand the mysteries and the wonders that surround us all at every moment of our lives. I may initiate you into many new experiences, but above all, I can show you how to find truth and wisdom, which will help you to overcome most of the problems that may beset you.
That's right, beside you.
There is a point beyond which all who seek the path of enlightenment must travel, and this I can show you whenever you are ready. The spirit of initiation. Initiation opens doors between different stages